it says 5x squared equals 4x plus 2. That's no good. Bring over the 4x, so 5x squared minus 4x equals 2. That's no good. Bring over the 2. 5x squared minus 4x subtract 2 equals 0. Now we can work. Now I won't quote the formula, I'm just jump straight in. So I will at least highlight the A for you. So A is 5, B is negative 4, C is negative 2. Jump straight in. Here are the two solutions. So x equals minus b, which is minus 4, plus the square root of b squared, minus 4 squared minus 4 times a, 4 5s, multiplied by c, which is minus 2, all divided by 2 lots of a, or 2 5s. So, and the other solution is going to be, I'll do it on this side, x is going to be minus 4 minus the square root of minus 4 squared minus 4 times 5 multiplied by minus 2, which is the c, and divided by 2 lots of 5. So now I'm just going to use my calculator to get two solutions. There's no middle steps being shown whatsoever. So I've got minus 4 is basically 4 plus the square root of, I'm going to open my bracket, so it's going to be 4 squared essentially, or minus 4 squared, then minus 4 lots of open bracket, 5 close bracket, then open bracket again, negative 2, close my bracket, and then I think it's close my bracket again actually, press equals, I've got an answer, and now I'm going to divide that by 2 5s, which is 10. I have got 1.148, so essentially 1.15. Oops, close the bracket there, and do exactly the same thing on this side. Do it in one step, trusting that my calculator can handle all these bits and pieces. So I've got 4 minus the square root of, I've got to open my bracket now, that's going to be 16, take away 4 times 5 times 2, that's going to be 40, so it's going to be minus 40, so plus 40. So I've got 4, take away the square root of, what have we got there, 16 plus 40 is going to be 56. Press equals there. Now divide that by 10, and my other answer, or my other root, is 0.35, I'd say 348. That one's negative. So these are the two possible answers. I'll pause and check in case I press some wrong buttons. I'll get back to you. Nope, that one's fine too. It's all good. Okay. Now what I will do is do question 3. I've prepared this one not because I can't do it, but because it's a throwback to a previous part of this quadratic solving chapter. It may be in Unit 2 as well. So actually 17.3 is about solving equations with fractions. Well, that's what one of these is going to be, but I happen to know that it can't be factorized once you've created the quadratic. So I'm just going to jump straight in. May need to refer to my notes anyway. So what have I got here? I've got question 3, which looks like this. The main challenge really is forming the quadratic. So this is the question. It's 2 over x plus 2 equals 4 minus 1 over x plus 3, and we are supposed to work out what x plus 3 is. Well, remember I've got fractions here, so bring this over to the other side and add. So 2 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 3 equals 4. So again, just create a common denominator. Here it is, x plus 2 with x plus 3. So the 2 wants that, so let him have that, and the 1 wants that, plus 1 lot of, I know you don't have to write 1 lot of, but again I just want to show that I've not forgotten the 1. That equals 4, so I've got a simple fraction there. Multiply the top, 2x plus 4 plus x plus 2 equals 4 lots of whatever this is going to be. So I'm going to take it over and multiply in one step. X squared plus 3x plus 2x makes plus 5x, and 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, it's all nice and positive. Simplify this a little bit. Is that a 2? Yeah, 2 plus 1 it would become 3x plus 6 is equivalent to 4x squared, me multiplying out, plus 20x plus 24. But like so far, my notes? I think so. Anyway, So I think I'll bring my 3x's on this side because most of what's happening is on the right hand side. So I've got 4x squared plus 20x plus 24, subtract my 3x and subtract my 6. That leaves me 0 on this side. Simplifying, 4x squared, 20 minus 3, that's plus 17x, 24 take away 6, be plus 18. Is that correct? I think there's a mistake somewhere. Oh. What we got here? 70x plus 18. I bet I've made a mistake. So look, 4x 20x, 4 6 is 24, 24. Yeah, I'm struggling to find the mistake. I'll definitely get back to you on that one. Yep, see my mistake. My 3 didn't come out very well here at all. So instead of saying 2 times 3 makes 6, I went 2 times 2 is 4. So let me just correct that. That should be a 3, and therefore this in fact should be a 4. 6, 2 3 is a 6. This is all good. So that should become an 8 in fact. See, this is me correcting myself in an exam. I felt something went wrong. Multiply this all out. That should be minus 8 instead of minus 6. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm self-correcting. So take the 8 over next door and subtract. That's all good. And 24 take away 8 is minus 16, or rather plus 16. Yeah, 16. Now, what have I got here? I've got my A is worth 4. I've got my B is worth 17. And my C is worth 16. Of course, this equals 0 because it says 0 there. And I've brought everything over to one side to make the quadratic equal to 0. So that's my quadratic. I'll merely substitute into the formula and get my answers. So this is me preparing it. So I'm going to work up here in green, so you follow my arrow. So here we go. Taking it straight from my notes now. I've got x is going to be minus b, which is minus 17, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 17 squared minus 4 lots of a, and the a is 4, and the c is 16. I mean, we definitely do need a calculator for this one, don't we? That's a 17, by the way. And divided by 2a, which is 2 4s, so let me just show that. Now, trust me on this one, we get 2 answers. We will get one answer of not 0, looking at the wrong part. We'll get an answer of minus 1.41, or x equals minus 2.84. I know these answers are right because I've prepped it before. So if you're very careful to substitute this into your calculator, if you really want to do it in small portions, for example, work out the 17 squared, work out the 4 times 4 times 16, and then subtract, and then press the square root of this common number here. So let me just give you what that number would have been anyway. So this part alone, if you were to put your calculator around those numbers, you will get 33. So essentially we've got minus 17 plus or minus the square root of 33. Then just divide that by your 8, and that will give you your 2 answers because of the plus and minus, alright? And then you just work from there. So if it just depends how much space you've got. If you want to borrow some paper in an exam, obviously ask for it, put your hands up, then you can do some scribbles. But essentially, an examiner is not going to want to see necessarily all the bits and pieces there. He knows you've got a calculator, so you can go from there straight to your 2 answers, and that'll be fine. Right, I just paused to see how long the video is, so I may need to do one more question, which I really do like. I will do it in this video, and it'll be a bit long, but never mind. This is question 4. Bit of an unusual thing, but it's really creative. Question 4 on page 258 says, the surface area of an open cylinder. That means you can put your hand through it and wiggle your fingers through it. So it's an open cylinder, looks like that, and it goes. So all this is open. It's not solid, okay? So this is like an open top affair, and you can like drop marbles down it and watch it go clonk right through the bottom. Right, that's just my imagination. Anyway, it's an open cylinder. It's got no top or bottom. It's just a curved surface. Is the formula is given by S equals 2 pi RH. You recognise that because 2 pi r is the circumference and h is the height, and 2 pi r times h, if you unravel this, will give you a rectangle, and essentially you may recall that the rectangle will form the circumference of that curved surface. So that part is the 2 pi arc circumference, and there's the h, and there's the rectangle from which we make our cylinder. No top or bottom, alright? But again, let's not lose focus. This is about solving a quadratic equation using the formula. The radius of the cylinder is x. Okay then, so we're playing with x's and not r's. And the height is 9 centimeters more than the radius, r. So this height is going to be x plus 9 centimeters. So now I've got a very simple equation with just x's and no r's or h's. And part A is the punch, is the main one. If the surface area of the cylinder is 16 pi centimeters squares, so I'm told that S equals 16 pi centimeters squares, it says find the value of x. Alright then, so I've got 2 pi, and r is called x, multiplied by the height, which is x plus 9, and I'm told this has the value of 16 pi centimeter squares. We'll have a good look at this. The pi's disappears straight away by dividing both sides by pi. I can then say that by dividing both sides by 2, I can say I have x bracket x plus 9 equals 8. That lovely, dividing both sides by 2. I can multiply out x squared plus 9x equals 8. Taking it further, x squared plus 9x subtract 8 equals 0, and that is a very beautiful quadratic. Now, to use the formula, let's just change flavours into lime green. Again, just shove the numbers in there. There's your A, there's your B, and your C is negative 8. So what do we got then? X, I've got to solve for x, and x of course is the radius. If I know the radius x, I can be asked in part B to calculate the height. Well, whatever x is, just add on 9 and you've got the height. But let's just set up the equation. So x is going to be minus b, which is minus 9, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 9 squared, minus 4 lots of a, which is 4 lots of 1, there's only 1x squared, 4 lots of 1 multiplied by c, which is negative 8, extend that a bit, divided by 2 lots of a, which is 2 times 1. Now this will give you two answers. I've got that. If you go for the I'm not sure which route it gives you anyway. If you work both parts out, I'm going to get x equals 0.82 centimeters, and another answer will be x equals minus 9.82 centimeters. Now clearly we can't have a negative length to represent the radius of a cylinder. We need a positive length, obviously. So this is the downside of quadratic equations that spit out two answers. One of them is going to be a nonsense. So this negative length we're going to discard or ignore. So you discard it because this is a C there. Okay, there is now. So you discard it. Do it nicely. Discard it because it is negative. So this one we're going to use. So therefore, radius equals 0.82 centimeters, and the height is going to be 0.82 plus the 9 that we agreed earlier, because it's 9 centimeters more than the radius, and therefore that's going to be 9.82. And they're the two accepted answers: 0.82 for radius, 9.82 for the height. And sorry for rushing this bit, but it's only substituting into formula that you'll be given anyway. Creating the equation is the challenging part, and I'll definitely stop the video there because it's gone a bit long. Okay, time to study.